Good morning. Wherever you are around the world, welcome to the Spiritual View. I'm Sari, one of your hosts, and this is Luna, who is fighting me this morning for attention. We are most blessed that you've joined us today, and let's have the crew say hello.
Hi guys, it's Jen.
Hi, it's Dawn.
Hi, it's Angie from Learn Love Tarot.
We're grateful that you're here. So we've got a great lineup today, and we're going to be talking about some of the themes of the energy and what people have been experiencing. And just some housekeeping items. We do 2 lives today that we've just started. We do another one on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do daily content, so check those out, as well as a monthly collab where we partner together to talk about some of the current themes on the planet, or maybe off planet. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. And please like, subscribe, and share. And we will start first today with an energy clearing. We always like to do this on Monday mornings so that we get everyone with their energy flowing. So we'd ask everyone, if you could, just to take a moment to sit back and relax in your chair. Close your eyes. And we're going to take a couple of nice deep cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Continue taking a couple of nice deep cleansing breaths, slowing your breath down, becoming aware of your body, relaxing, settling into your body and getting grounded. All is safe. We are all here together as one community. And as you continue to breathe deeply, imagine that we have this beautiful rainbow light today above our heads at the soul star chakra about 2 feet above. And this beautiful rainbow light's going to cleanse our chakras gently and connect us with Mother Gaia, starting down to the crown of our heads, cleansing, balancing, aligning, moving down to the third eye, awakening our sense of knowingness and intuition, moving down to the throat chakra, cleansing and clearing, allowing us to stand tall in our truth and to speak our truth. Continuing to the heart chakra, opening up our heart center, helping us to feel unconditional love for self and others. Moving down to the solar plexus, aligning, balancing, enabling our sense of personal power and joy. Continuing down to the sacral chakra, continuing to align and to help us tap into our creativity. Moving down to the root chakra, aligning, securing our space, helping us feel safe in our environment. Moving down through the legs, the ankles, the feet, out the toes, and deep into Mother Earth. Feel Mother Gaia's nurturing, beautiful energy connecting with your feet, with all of your chakras, supporting you with unconditional love and support. That beautiful rainbow energy comes back up to meet our feet, goes through our legs, goes through the chakras, the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, the crown. And this beautiful light connects us up into the heavens with all there is. And this light comes down around each of us in a beautiful cone of protected light. We're asking for a heavenly host of angels to be with us throughout today and this week as we walk our collective paths together, as we learn to grow and expand during times of turmoil and uncertainty in the world. Archangel Michael is always here to guide us and protect us, and many archangels are fluttering by, offering assistance, and all we need to do is ask. We set the intention that everything that we learn and grow and experience today is to our best and highest good. With that, We are clear and we're ready to get started. All right. Hopefully that is a good setup for today. And we wanted to also ask, let's see, Jen, do you want people to put questions in the chat for later?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead and do that.
A particular question. And today it's interesting because we've been talking over the weekend, the collective group, about loss right now, because many of you have probably experienced the extreme weather events, may have even lost family members, friends, personal possessions. And there's another hurricane coming. And we know that it's probably going to create some more chaos, damage, and loss. And so we wanted just to have a conversation, and please feel free in the chat to make your comments known. But how do we look at these events through a broader lens? And it's hard because people are experiencing grief and emotions that potentially they've never dealt with. And so we're hoping to offer some thoughts. Dawn, from an astrological perspective, I know, this month is just nutbobs with crazy energy. We're going to see a lot of truths coming out, things to be revealed, extremes in weather patterns. And we've been talking about this for quite some time. Do you have any thoughts that you want to share, as well as anyone else on the topic?
One of the things that's actually happening right now is that Jupiter is stationing. And whenever a planet stations, it has that extra power with it. So what it's doing, though, is it's in a sextile to Chiron and Aries. And Aries is about what this particular round of the North Node in Aries has been with Chiron there is about healing the wounds about self. So Jupiter in Gemini and Chiron in Aries, it's about you being able to work with that healing energy. And that is going to be in this sextile energy, which is usually about dealing with someone else. It's about you and somebody else. So there's more than one person involved. And I think it's also about communication. And I think part of this healing is you being able to speak and the other person being able to speak about what's going on in your lives, because there's nothing anybody has done wrong in this whole situation of this weather. And, the different things going on in the world. So I would say take the opportunity, especially at this time, to give yourself healing and grace and self-care, because everyone is going to have to deal with different things. And sometimes the only thing you can do is deal with the immediate thing in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
That's one step at a time, one day at a time. And then if you can be there for someone else, sometimes it's so much better if you can hold someone else's hand going through a storm and you're not there by yourself. And that I feel is what this sextile energy is. It's about being that help for someone else and allowing someone to help you. So take that energy with you going forward, and that knowing that it's just one day at a time, one step at a time, and moving forward. And I know it can be overwhelming, but just if it feels overwhelming, narrow your focus down so that it's in manageable chunks, right? Whatever it's like, okay, right now I just need a drink of water. So let's just focus on that for this second, and then stay in that moment, and then go on to the next moment. So I really feel right now that's the healing energy coming through. There's a lot of things that are going to be happening astrologically, but that is what I feel is most important right now, is to really allow that Chiron and Jupiter energy to be with you and to be with someone else, because I think it's more than one person together. I think it's multiple people that are just basically holding hands through this horrible situations that people are facing.
Yeah.
So,
well, and to your point, I was doing a reading doing a reading for someone in the Akashic Records, and their question was, they've lost a spouse, a child, and their home, kind of total loss. And the question was, and she's very spiritual, what did I do wrong? Is there a message that God has for me? And for many of us in our belief systems, and I was raised in the Deep South, I guess the perspective at that point in time was, well, if something bad happens to you, you deserved it. And so God is really just punishing you for something that you did that was either wrong or there's a message for you. And what I'm getting from the Akashic Records is this has nothing to do with judgment or right or wrong. This has everything to do with the energy changes. And Dawn has spoken to some of those, but Mother Gaia or Mother Earth is going through her own transition. And so if you think about the level of toxicity of planet Earth and what we've done to literally abuse the privilege of living on the Earth, she is going through some massive upgrades and energetic shifts, and it's going to impact many people. Unfortunately, where you live and sometimes the events just happen to be in the path of Mother Gaia's changes. And to tell that to someone, though, is hard because you're in the moment and you're feeling this overwhelming sense of loss and grief. So if any of you are experiencing this, I think our message is from Spirit is that it's okay to grieve, but you've done nothing wrong. And how do you allow the grief to come through you, but also not to judge it as you did something bad or there's something wrong with you? And then how do we lock arms together to support those around us, those of us who have not been in the direct path? How do we listen with empathy and compassion? How do we be there to help guide and to help see things from different perspectives? And I think if that's the least of what we can do, and of course, however we can to help these communities is going to be really important moving forward. So some of the learnings I think are coming through the energy and Dawn, I guess the extremes in the energetic shifts, but Mother Earth is going through her own set, and we have to recognize that. And there's no judgment to anyone who has been in the direct path of these extreme weather events. And we just want to say, if you can hold compassion for self and grace for self and others around you, that is really important right now because people are just simply overwhelmed.
I wanted to add, just as you were speaking about the emotions. So grief is an expression of love. And so it's not a fun expression of love, but it is still an expression of love. And so don't guilt yourself for feeling the feelings right now. I mean, it's a natural feeling that should be coming out, and you have to allow it in order to get through it. And so, I think that's one of the things when we're on this love and light, that we don't want to look at these things. And this is still a part of the human experience that has to be, okay, I'm losing my words here, but it has to be accepted. And so, Angie, did you have something you wanted to add to this?
I feel like you're always in my head, Jen.
I just it occurred to me that we haven't updated on Elizabeth. So Jen mentioned earlier before we got on that Elizabeth is evacuating, so she will be in a safe place. But I wanted to make sure everybody knew that before we step forward, because I know we always get asked questions, and I do have people that send me messages personally asking how she's doing. So I'm glad that Jen gave us that update, and that we can pass that on to you, that Elizabeth is going to be in a safe place very soon. So she's on her way.
She is very concerned about what's going to happen to her community. So please keep her in prayers.
And just being able to embrace that love and that guidance and that just outpouring outside of ourselves. Yes, we're focused on the present moment and what we can do in the present moment. And we do feel helpless. But I would literally just said, I was thinking about that grief is a sign that love was present. And then you started talking about that. And the reason I was thinking that is because I just had a group text with my family for a passing of a loved one. And it's like you try to, when that grief is so heavy, it is hard to focus on the love. It is hard to focus on but I'm grateful from what I learned from that. It's not easy. So what we can do is go, oh my gosh, that's how deeply I can love. That's how deeply I can feel and outpour my heart and healing energy to others. Right. So it is to show us that we have a lot more than we think we do at the end of the day. And love is not something that you can just go buy at a store and say, hey, can I buy 5 pounds of love today? So if you get to experience even a little bit of that in this lifetime, that is what we can always focus on and come back to when we're in that grieving place of, oh my gosh, that proves to me how much love was present, that I'm still feeling this longing in my heart. So my call and my plea to everybody today would be, we get so wrapped up in ourselves and our own, struggles, and that is completely normal. It is part of the human experience to kind of solve the riddles of ourselves. But sometimes if we can expand that and push it outward and understand there's not that our grief isn't important, but there's major things happening, and how can we expand our love rather than shrink away from it. So I think that's important right now. We got also Mars and Cancer. It's all about the home, the family, security, foundation. But remember, the shadow of Mars is lashing out and reacting instead of responding. So when terrible things are happening, we can lash out, and it can make us very angry. Passion and anger, they all are on that same frequency. So if we can perhaps transmute that, be with our animals, put on music, call up a loved one that we do have near us, and everybody has somebody, some connection that we can tap into for that. So I know as a community we can all do that together. I think that's really important right now, especially.
So you were going to pull a message for us, right?
Yeah, let's go ahead, and with that heavier energy, we do have this week that we pulled on Friday the alignment energy, and that's an 18 card, which is the moon. Things are confusing, and then we have this beautiful life force energy, and this is all about rainbow energy, which Suri had no idea about, which was the card I was talking about, but I said nothing about a rainbow, and it was interesting that you pulled that up for our meditation today. So I'm going to pull on the stars and dice, and I want to first of all make sure, yes, okay, I want to pull on the Libra energy of the sun here with the white air dice. That's going to be our realm or our outer. That would be a 6. And that is 0 stars. That is ambivalence. The faculty here, or our inherent power, talent, and skill we can lean on in this time, is language. So using our words carefully and using them for love. We have the scorpion as the animal, and the object is a sword. So there are cutting truths. There are things that happen that sting, that we have to deal with as humans, and it just sucks sometimes. It does. And if we can look at it through the lens of love, and what is this showing about myself? What is this showing about how strong my community is? How we can lean on each other in these times. So in the realm of ambivalence, it means something has come to a standstill. There's something entrenched or stagnant. This is a problem of duality, disunity, and disharmony. And the 2 dolphins are all about the yin and yang and trying to find that harmony. And that's what we pulled here for the mutable moon in Sagittarius on Friday. We need to try to find out whether ambiguity and confusion are stemming from language or the choice of our words. We're overwhelmed by doubt, hesitation, and perplexity. We're wondering how to act and which decision to take. This static mood is in this realm that implies that we must take some time off because there are obstacles blocking our paths. it isn't the time to act. So that would be that reaction versus responding, right? A period of solitude seems indicated. A situation could be analyzed in peace and quiet and should be. This realm alludes to the possibility of something breaking down, coming to a halt, winding up, or disappearing. That's crazy. Ambivalence is portrayed by the malleability of metal, symbolized by a sword. This realm foreshadows an ordeal. We must put up a front of courage and endurance in the face of this hardship. So that would be the outer forces. Noting it's on page 23, which is a 5. Today is the path of change energetically. So I'm going to pull on the moon energy of Sagittarian fire. So we'll be 60 something. 61 is our number. And this book, I have to be so careful. It's so fragile and old. Wow. So not only that, that balance energy, look at the 2 ballerina feet. And this 61 is balance. And I mean, double dolphins, guys. This is that, again, 2 of pentacles, balancing energy, double dolphin, 2 completely different cards here. So the cancellation of ambivalence. 6 indicates ambivalence and 1 indicates creation. Creation in the midst of ambivalence suggests the idea of balance. 7, the sum of these 2 numbers indicates the inertia caused by ambivalence is overcome by an act of creation. The image of balance is a dancer, constantly in motion. A dancer never falls off balance. So the question we are asking now is showing that we're searching for a new state of balance. Certain problems might have recently destabilized our life. The current situation is highly inspiring because it can lead us to create an aura of harmony around ourselves. So sometimes within disaster, that's when people come together. That's when we understand the depth of our love. Our attitude, behavior, and mode of expression will now become permeated with special charm. People will be affected by the sheer radiance of balanced personalities. They'll be able to help others follow this example. You can be as full of enthusiasm as your heart desires, but we must stay level-headed and calm. Being the picture of equilibrium, as graceful as a cat, which manages to fall back on its feet, whatever the circumstances. Every muscle contributes to a dancer's inner harmony. Every aspect of a dancer's being provides a sense of overall unity. This explains why balance is never static, but the perfect symbiosis of mobility and immobility. This is the house of musicians and artists of all kinds, not only professionals, but of those who choose to turn their lives into a work of art, a melodious symphony. Reconcile opposites is our advice here. Create balance and harmony around yourself. Avoid extremes, balancing of everything in our lives. So we were talking before the show about how nature has to balance itself out. We have damaged the earth, either consciously or subconsciously, whether we've known it or not. I think we're a lot more aware now, but the earth will balance itself out. That's pretty incredible here. 6-1, and then because with all of the water energy, I want to pull in the opposition of earth for our final little couple sentence blip. 6-1-6, which is a 13, which is again the balance of creating that void so that something new is coming into its place. 616. Wow, these dice never have failed. They don't. 616 is synchronization. At present, we might not be feeling much of the harmony rampant within this room. The hesitation we're experiencing is a search for balance. By looking at the situation with a fresh eye, we'll be able to catch glimpses of growing senses of harmony looming on the horizon. Okay, so that's not very many total stars. I did not note that first one. We didn't have any. We had 4, and then another 5 stars out of 15 seems small, but 5 stars, again, the 5 of change. A mysterious force is affecting the situation in a positive way, preparing for good times ahead. Don't block them by thinking negative thoughts, and always remain optimistic. If that's not beautiful. So I hope that brought some comfort to those who are experiencing imbalance at this time.
Thank
That was
you.
perfect.
Perfect.
So we're going to move forward with 3.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to start our readings individually, and I'm going to take Shar. So Shar, a shout out. And where are you on the road this week? If you can say in the chat. Dawn and I both have been overseas in the last 3 to 4 weeks, and I would say we probably were a little uncomfortable at heading out. But again, safety to you as you travel. So I wanted to give you just some messages for you while you're traveling. And I pulled an angel number card, and this is 101, starting over. All right. So potentially you're in a place, Shar, where I'm going to Berlin and Morocco for work. Okay. All right. Well, Godspeed to you. This says intelligence, dynamics, making a difference, personal failures, or spiritual development. There are no failures. They're just learnings. Happiness is linked to self-expression, growth, and experience. Learning from your experiences is key. Happiness is real, possible, and around. Understand its process and the pursuit of it. Joy is fluid. It's in the little things and the big ones. Experiences teach us to become who we always wanted to be. So this is a message for you that you're in a period of quite a bit of change. I asked which archangel was around your auric field this week, and you've got Archangel Mary. Open your heart with compassion, enfold others in love. Very similar to the messages that we've been discussing. And I love this because she is the divine counterpart of Archangel Raphael and carries his feminine energy. So this is all around healing. On earth, Archangel Mary radiates unconditional love to open and heal the hearts of the masses. She is helping to bring forward the feminine qualities of love, cooperation, nurturing, empathy, caring, and oneness. This planet has been ruled by the masculine for over the past 10,000 years. The pendulum is now swinging into balance, and Archangel Mary's influence is particularly important at this time. This is a card of transcendent love. Your guidance is to be open to your heart to higher love and oneness. You are being asked to observe the suffering of the world with compassion, but not to become a part of it. Rather, ask Archangel Mary to light the flame of love in your heart. And I actually think this is a lovely message for all of us. We can have compassion for the suffering, but we don't need to become enmeshed or rolled up in it. And how do we do that? So there's a sense of opening up your heart, having compassion for self and for others, Shar, as you're traveling. The next message was around your energetic systems, and I pulled the card Dynamic, and it's a 23, which is another card. It's a 5. It's about change. It says the frequency of dynamics supports our ability to harmonize between layers in aspects of different origins and frequencies. It helps us put together reality that's made up of many different elements. both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. This is a card, Shar, of integration. So you may be letting go of some old energy, and you may be inviting in some new energy that's integrating into your new sense of self. And so watch and be aware of what are the things that you want and need to release in order to allow these new opportunities to come in. The last oracle message, and I did pull some tarot, which validates this, is Air Guardian. And this is from the Angels and Ancestors deck. Shift your perspective. Change the way you think, and you will change your whole reality. Because as you know, our thoughts become our reality. The Air Guardian card represents the angels of air. Traditionally, air is all about our mental thoughts and everything that's happening in the mind. These angels can help these thoughts that have come back to you from the past to help you see the world more quickly and more clearly. They're guiding you to look at ways to shift your perspective so that you can allow for the new to unfold. I pulled 3 tarot cards for Spirit's guidance. The first one was another air card, Page of Swords. There's some information either about a current situation, Shar, either it's around your career, it's something that you're seeking more information and guidance on, and you're gathering data. And this is a beautiful card. This is the 8 of Cups. You are looking for a higher order of spirituality and way of making sense of the way you live and operate on the planet as a soul. And so you're actually either seeking guidance, and it could be a great opportunity, Shar, for you to get a coach or a mentor who can help guide you as you are looking at this greater sense of truth. And the last card, you can't get it any better, is the Ace of Swords, which is around a new opportunity of truth, who you are as a soul, what do you want moving forward, and how do you stand in your truth and speak your truth to those around you. Yeah, you're a bit uneasy, but what's beautiful about this is that you're progressing to a higher order and way of living and being on the earth, and you are discovering truth about who you really are. And the last message from Spirit was the Hangman. Now, some readers can look at the Hangman as being stuck, but I say as it relates to this reading that the Hangman can also be in observation, because you look in this deck, this is the Light Seer's Tarot. She looks like she's just in the middle of a pose, and she's looking down on the earth, and she's looking at, it's actually water around that she's looking down at, and she's just suspended in the air. Oftentimes, this is a message also about observation. So part of being able to see the truth is the ability to see things clearly. And sometimes you have to pause to be able to do that. So Shar, wishing you safe travels in Morocco and in Berlin for work. And again, you're in a cycle of change and starting fresh and anew. And you've got some truths about who you are as a soul. And don't forget that you've got Archangel Mary around you that opens you continually up to healing, to love, and compassion for those around you who may be suffering and suffering loss. Hope those messages resonate, and I will pass this on to Dawn.
Hello. Judy had a question regarding some astrology. I did pull some cards for you as well, but Judy, do you mind if I put your chart up? I was just wondering, because I think this could be a learning moment for other people. But I will say that Judy has a lot of very strong energy in her chart in the what currently is the eclipse axis, and she was very much affected by what was going on at this last. Thank you. At this last eclipse. So let me go ahead and just share her chart here a moment, because I do think this helps people realize that they can surf the energies of what's going on. Here we go. Share. There we go. So in here, we do have, let me put this back here. Okay. In here, we do have you having all this strong energy here, and you are in a tremendous time in your life of learning. You do have the Mars energy going over your North Node here in the 8th house of other people's resources, or it's also a very spiritual house. And I would say you opening up to that more. But when you asked the question, it was about what was immediately going on for you. And based on this and your cards, I would say that there are relationships that are going to be leaving your life, that you're going to be done with, that because you do have this energy all in this house where your MC is at, where you've just had a Mercury return, all of that energy. And I feel, and Mars is that Mars? Yeah, I think that is. Yeah. Your natal Mars is there. So the sun is going to be going over that, but that's going to bring you energy in that area of your life. The 11th house is about friendships. It's about communication and the internet, those kind of areas of your life. And what I really feel is that you're going to be letting go of some different types of relationships, but those need to be released so that you can move forward and move on. And that's the energy that I'm getting from this particular house. But what I really think is helpful to you is that you do have your natal Jupiter is here in this other house just across the way in Aries, right? So you have Jupiter here, and Jupiter here is in a sextile, helping energy. There's a one-on-one relationship where somebody's going to be able to help you, and that's happening now because Jupiter is going to be is stationing right now at 21 degrees. So I think talking with someone else, and this has to be a friend, because this is that 5th house energy right here. So Jupiter and Jupiter, the 7th house of one-on-one relationships, and then the house of joy and pleasure. I think that is very strong energy for you. So let me go ahead and stop this sharing. But when people look at your chart, I would say look at the fastest moving planets first and what's happening with them for the immediate things, especially the moon, where the moon is located at. The moon in her chart is going through the 1st house. So you should have more optimistic feeling energy. And then you're going to be like going through Capricorn, and then it's going to be like, and should be for everyone. Then it's going to be like, okay, let's get this started. Because anything that goes into Capricorn is there to work, right? So let's go ahead and stop the sharing. And I will show you the cards that I pulled for you, Judy. Very first card that came out, 10 of Wands. And I felt, because of your 11th house, that you have been really carrying all the work, right? In some areas of your life, it's like, okay, you've been the one that's been the responsible person taking care of things. And because you're a Sag ascending, I would say, you're a very positive person, but it's like, enough is enough, because not only did you have the 10 of Wands, you had the 10 of Swords. Got to end it. Other people there need to take their share of the load, because that's their learning process. And the interesting thing that came out after, this is the Spacious Tarot, and I have like the extension deck for this. This is transcendence. So getting into that higher connection for you is very, very important, right? You're going to have these endings that are happening, but to me, they're very much destined to end. And find someone that you can talk with and communicate with. It's better to have one friend that's a really, really good, trusted friend than a bunch of acquaintances. That's my feeling. So there's transcendence. And then even if it's a brand new relationship, give it room to grow. Take time. Take the, and also treat yourself like you would treat someone else. I know that Sagittarius are good friends. They're very positive energy. I would say that the energy of this is be yourself, let things have time to grow. And then because I felt really strongly that we needed some feminine energy coming in with Venus, I'm going to I pulled a card for you, and this was so perfect. And I think, by the way, I can tell this is message for everyone that's here, because it ties in with what we were talking about earlier. This is called Sisters of the Star Blossoms. Whilst we each take our own journey to divine bliss and truth, we have soul friends that love us unconditionally and wish to help us find our way home with the least suffering and greatest joy. When we allow ourselves to be helped, we help others. It is a spiral of support and love that wishes to connect more with you now. The energy of not being alone. So that's all I have. I will pass this on to Jen.
Okay, so I am pulling for Brenda, and I actually have not pulled the cards yet, so we're going to be surprised together. All right, so I'm going to start with the Magical Times Empowerment cards, and so she's looking at, let's see, spiritual direction as it relates to a business and staying protected. Okay. All right, so with the empowerment cards, let's see what we get. Sanctuary. Embrace the need for solitude. Your inner sanctuary calls you. Renew yourself and thrive. And so I do feel like that you need to spend time internally right now. I don't think you need to be talking too much outside of yourself. I think that people could misdirect you because they have their own motives right now. And so you need to just kind of figure out what you're wanting most for yourself first before you reach out to anyone else. All right, so with the tarot, I'm going to pull to see what is the situation. We have the Page of Wands. And so you do have something that you're excited about. The Page of Wands is it's a childlike energy. It's something that you're really excited about. And that's why I think that you don't need to be talking to other people about it, because they could squash your joy before you even get taken off on this thing. The blessings at this time, we have the 10 of Pentacles. And so 10 of Pentacles is abundance. And so I do feel like that this is going to pay off for you if you take the right steps and you do it in the right way. And then the advice at this time is the 7 of Cups. And so the 7 of Cups means you do have a lot of options in front of you, and it could be confusing to you. And so like this, often you get into this energy of, I have to choose the correct way, the right way. And there's not necessarily a one correct path. And so just know that making a decision gets you more information. And so don't be afraid to make decisions. And then if that decision doesn't turn out to be the direction that you're wanting to go, you can make a different decision, but it's just giving you more information. So don't let all of the possibilities around you overwhelm you. Take one second at a time and take one decision at a time, and just know like that next right step. Just trust that next right step as it's coming, and don't get too overwhelmed with all of the possibility around you. The bottom of the deck, we have the 6 of Cups. So the 6 of Cups means this is something coming back from the past. This is something that's connected with your past. And then with the Art of Manifestation Oracle, what can you do to help bring your manifestations in? We have Say Yes, and that's a 66 card. What are you waiting for? The answer to your question is yes. So whatever you are in thought about right now, the next decision, yes, take that decision. That's the decision. That is the correct decision that you need to make. All right. So I do think that, we're going to Angie next. I'm sorry. She hasn't pulled yet. There we go.
Okay, you guys know my drill. Just as an aside, already shuffled here before they go back in my bin, and that's what we pulled with the dice, which is that balance of nature, right? You, in order to be the butterfly, that caterpillar has to completely dissolve itself. It changes cellularly its structure into a liquid form, and then restructures into a butterfly. I mean, that's amazing. So again, nature abhors a vacuum, and it will balance itself. It will balance itself. And we just have to know and trust that. So thank you for throwing those numbers in there. I'm just going to get shuffling while I just keep throwing in numbers, guys. If you don't see the same number up because you don't know, I don't know what I'm going to roll. And I just want to get in the energy of the cards here. seeing there's that rainbow, there's Cerise rainbow, and on the rainbow of this life force energy, temperance, balancing itself out, finding the pieces of our own psyche and ourselves, our own soul's journey, so that we can find peace. 2 more, please. The Hierophant, the Guru, the Shaman, the Guide, tradition, understanding the pivotal life lessons. 1 more, please, that are about to show themselves. 7 of Pentacles. Okay, there's a bit of separation here. You guys notice all the 10s that the ladies are pulling, and Suri had the 101. Judy's had 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords. Jen pulled 10 of Pentacles. So that means we are missing 10 of Cups. Okay, 10 of Cups is inside of us. And as I say that, there's our offer of love there from the Knight of Cups. Okay, we are ready. Let me see here. Going back to the top of the numbers. Thank you guys for while I shuffle. Judy, you need to go buy a lottery ticket. I believe Dawn pulled for you and you got a wonderful message. So I'm going to jump down to the next number 4, the Tourmaline Tarot. And again, guys, we're all swimming here together today. So I take something, even though it's somebody, directed to someone, we're here together. So I take something personally from every message that comes out from y'all. So, and those end up showing up in our readings too. Okay. Tourmaline Tarot here. There is a situation that may be confusing here regarding a commitment and an understanding of what is the truth. We do have the King of Swords. There were a lot of swords energy as well in Cerise reading, which we saw that number 6 of the day is the object is a sword. Okay, that malleability, the ability to adapt. So the 4 of Wands is always about a one-to-one relationship with someone, whatever label that is deemed as. That can be sister, business partner. There's an element of celebration here and an unsureness with the 6 of Pentacles as whether who's the giver, who's the taker, is this balanced and fair? Right? All about balance here. 2s on each side, equal energy being put in. And then there's supposed to be 3 per side, but with the 6 of Pentacles, that is a stage card. So something may not be as it appears, or maybe we're overthinking that or seeing it through our own lens or our own version of this truth. Yeah. You are perhaps looking over your shoulder at a partnership, like I said here. So there's a 2 of Cups that you're kind of giving the side eye, peeking over your shoulder about. But your whole reading today, the heart of this is about balance of heart. Okay. And the Wheel of Fortune energy, there's another 10 is in the near future regarding this opportunity for a fair and balanced commitment of equal measure. You might be unsure of whether you want to give to this or not. The situation is concerning a King of Swords, Aquarian energy. And as I talked about that butterfly, the situation is regarding, there's butterflies all over his robe here, some kind of a transformation within a new or renewed partnership. And in the past, we could have been creating and making the same mistakes over and over, expecting a different result, especially when paired with the 7 of Swords in the past. What Spirit wants you to know here is this is about self-examination, the Hermit energy, examining what it is that you're really wishing for. Do we know what that is? And until we are sure we know, and we know where we've been, we look at the road we have traveled, and we understand our own part within those bumps in the roads, within the paths, the mountains we have climbed. I just got that I want to know what love is here in my head. And there's a little bit of a willful blindness coming through on this outcome. So my encouragement here for you today, Tourmaline Tarot, is to understand exactly what it is that you want. Because we can all say, no, I don't want that, if we don't know what it is that we do want, right? So that would be for me a balance of understanding your personal truth and what that takes for you to be happy within that. And I think that's what's going to turn this new relationship opportunity, partnership opportunity to your favor here. I hope that helps you.
Okay. So I think we're coming back around to Sari.
Yep. And so we're going to do another round since we have a little bit of time left, and we're going to pull one card. So I am looking for Dream Sequia, and I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. And she has a question about a divorce where you just filed. And so I was drawn to pull like Dawn from the Kuan Yin Oracle deck because at the end of the day, this is about you. And so I pulled the card called The Dance of the Butterfly Queen. It's a number 5. And I'm going to read it to you. A pure heart and sincere love attracts divine grace. With the grace of Kuan Yin, Butterfly Queen, that which was impossible becomes possible. From caterpillar to winged creature of delight. Sorry about that. You cannot restrain what divine grace ordains, no matter how incredible it may seem. Whatever has been troubling you or whatever has been inspiring you, allow grace to infuse the situation so that it may unfold with divine perfection. Allow the butterfly queen to dance. She will bring healing and grace to your life situation now, beloved one, with lightness of step and grace in your heart. There are no limits to what is possible with divine grace. It is the power the butterfly queen Kuan Yin allows to flow through the pure channel of the heart. Divine grace is not suddenly having a valuable lesson taken away from you. It is the intervention of compassionate, unconditionally loving divine intelligence that helps you to realize you've learned what you can in this situation, and it is now time for you to be assisted out of the situation to be lifted up into a new vibrational experience. Turn your mind to the expectation of peaceful resolution and inspirational assistance. So again, this card is around surrender. You're not handing over your power. You are allowing empowered divine relationship to make your power grow so that you can rise above and be blessed. So this is a card of having a lot of grace for self and allowing for whatever has been going on to be released, and to hold compassion for yourself and for those around you, and that you've learned the lesson that you needed to learn in this marriage, in this situation, and you're ready to let it go. So what a beautiful message. And I mean, this was a random pull, and it's a number 5. So it's indicative also that you are going through a tremendous amount of change, but it would suggest that it's time to close the cycle. You're ready to move on. You've learned everything you could, and hold it with compassion because there was deep learning here. I hope this helps. Dawn?
Hello. So I actually pulled a couple cards. One was actually kind of for everyone. So this is for Quilt Girl. And what I did take a look at your chart briefly. And what I want to say is this is going to be, this year is about learning, because you do have a very strong energy of Mars is going to be going over your ascendant. And Mars will make 3 passes over your ascendant. I feel for you as well. I'm a sun rising at 25 degrees. So it's about us going through and healing old wounds, I think especially related to any family situations. And also because that's your personal identity. You know, I think you probably have done already a lot of the work that you needed to. And the thing I will say is this, is that the energy that you have in your ninth house with your sun being there in Pisces, you are going to have an amazing year starting on your birthday next year, because you will have Jupiter that's going into Cancer is going to be trining everything in your Pisces area of your chart. So right away, you're going to have Jupiter going to be trining your sun next year as it enters in there in the first, I believe that's June. June is when that's going to be happening. But right now, just realize that you're going to be going through a lot of a process. Everybody will, with Mars going retrograde. We don't get out. Everybody gets this lesson. Everybody does. So it depends on the house that it is for you. And for Quilt Girl, it happens to be in that first house. So one of the things that I got as a message when I pulled the card was, say yes to your open door. What opportunities are coming towards you that you may not have been expecting? And I would give that a very much a definite yes to try new things. And not, I think what's going on for you is, because you're dealing with this very much a first house energy, explore more what you're going to be doing. My sister is also a quilt person. So that creativity that's there is just amazing. And that higher self. So you actually learning more in the ninth house too, with your sun there this year, because your sun is being very highly activated this year. Anything that's going on with the eclipse is going to affect you tremendously. So pay attention to what's been happening to you around the eclipse energies. But the other message I got out for you, Kuan Yin energy again, and I think this is again for everyone, the sacred river Yangtze. I think I probably said that wrong, but okay. Just as the sacred river flows and changes course, you too are evolving in your divine path. Changes in the flow of energy within you and in the momentum of your unfolding life path are imminent. This is exciting. You are growing and changing, and soon your life circumstances will reflect your inner evolution. So I will go ahead and pass this on to Jen.
Okay. So I have pulled for Carrie. So she's looking for guidance on how to turn the awful, depressing feelings into gratitude. And I pulled from my guides from the hidden realms, and the message is just perfect for this. So it is happy, healthy, wealthy, wise. And it says on here, mentorship, fulfillment, peace of mind, self-care. It's time to remember how to play and have some fun. Your life is an ever unfolding adventure, not something you're meant to control and plan and nitpick. When you wake up each morning, say to the divine, surprise me, and mean it. Sometimes the task at hand calls for you to become a blank page and ask Spirit to write your story. The way you live your life is the love story you give back. You have come so far and gained so much wisdom. Now is the time to step into your life with curiosity. Recognize all that you've integrated, your healed pain, the challenges you've overcome, the lessons finally learned, the love that you've nurtured, the loves you've lost, and all your hard-won achievements. You are now in a position to truly help others who need it. You can genuinely celebrate the happy, healthy, wealthy, wise within you. And so, I mean, I think that it comes back to even just understanding not that your thoughts create your reality, but even your perspective of the reality is creating your reality. So you can have the bad stuff happening in front of you, and it's just the way that you're viewing it. You know, what am I learning from this? How am I growing from this? Instead of seeing it as catastrophic and it's destroying me, it's growing me. And so I think that that's one of the first places that you have to start is your mindset and the way that you're viewing it to begin with. And so it's making me think of the reticular activation system. And so that's the part of your brain that tries to prove you right. And so like you see it all the time, like when you buy a new car. You haven't seen this car anywhere around you. And then all of a sudden you've bought this car. It's become super important in your brain and you're seeing it everywhere. It's not that that car wasn't there before. It's just now you've made it important to your brain, and your brain is now, there it is, there it is, there it is. And so you have to look at like negativity and positivity in that same way. You've got to activate the positivity. So the more that you're looking for the positivity, the more your brain is going to affirm that for you. It's like, okay, there it is, there it is, there it is. But if you're looking for the negative, your brain will also do that. So, I mean, you've got to be in control of your thoughts. That's how you're going to get out of this place of depression. Okay, so we're going to move now to Angie.
It looks like I'll be wrapping us up here. I can't, if you saw my mouth drop when she pulled the Dance of the Butterfly Queen, like what? Was literally our ballet, our balance, our dancer, okay, the inner balance, and the say yeses twice. I don't know if y'all noticed that there's 2 say yeses cards from 2 different readers, okay? On top of that, all the 10s. Judy, you were saying you were pulling 10s as well. Guys, and then with the 2 6s in the dice, that one of those say yes cards was a 66. She also pulled a 6 of cups. I mean, with all the 5s of the change, the butterfly on the bottom of our environmental energy, this is a time of transformation. So I've already shuffled here. I'll just pull a couple cards. I got an 8. I'll go back through, and if nobody chose an 8, Miss Peggy Collins. Okay, so we have a couple different Pegs. So let me go ahead, and there's the 8 of Pentacles that was on the bottom of the shuffle. So you got that right when you chose that 8, and I just rolled that 8. So let's see, Sun, Knight of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, the 2 fun cards to say together, 9 and Knight. So Knight and 9 of Pentacles in the center, crossed by 8 of Pentacles. A lot of 3D reality here coming into play. Very grounded. You're very happy in feeling pretty confident, feeling like a secure person in the, what did I hear? Who are the people in your neighborhood? Okay. Becoming an expert in your own field here, very giving energy. So the Falcon here is representative in the 9 of Pentacles as status. Okay. So that, it's funny that Jen was talking about cars, because it's kind of like the old school status symbol of a car. The Falcon was it. Right. So instead of driving a red Ferrari, you had a Falcon. And that was bookending this Sun energy, this playful energy, looking for the positivity, seeing and gleaning the message, the beauty, the fruits of the labor, finding the sun within anything that is our work. Okay. Even if it's slow coming, we're building up upon being an expert at this giving nature, and really enjoying that, enjoying being a giver. But Miss Peggy, make sure that you're also taking the time to replenish for yourself. I know that you are so giving to others and so willing, and that does make you who you are, and it makes you very happy. But make sure we also want to balance that out with that ability to receive. Okay. So make sure you're taking care of you too, as you're taking care of everybody else. We got to put that oxygen mask on ourselves. But a lot of positive, Pentacles, the bottom of the deck here, crossing 8 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. So it's all about the 3D for you right now. And it looks like just things are good. Things are fine. Things are happening around you. You're able to do kind of what you're reveling and doing. So that's a wonderful energy. Very, very 3D and grounded, very life force energy all around you, very aligned. I think that'll sum us up for today, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. Siri, do you want to close us out?
Yeah, just a sincere thanks to everyone. I think we've discussed some pretty deep topics today, compassion, how to deal with some of the events of late with the energetic shifts and some of those around us who are suffering and how we can best respond. So be the lighthouse, shine your light forth, be strong this week. And we will see you back on Friday. We do daily content, so check out in the description box below information around how to access the channel. Again, we're sending you lots of love and life. And let's all be safe this week and pray for those in the path of the next hurricane coming, that all will be safe. Again, thank you so much and happy Monday.